His administration was characterized by systematic brutality and atrocities in the Congo Free State, including forced labor, torture, murder, kidnapping, and the amputation of the hands of men, women, and children when the quota of rubber was not met. One practice used to force workers to collect rubber included taking wives and family members hostage. King Leopold II, born on April 9, 1835, in Brussels, was the second child of Belgian monarch Leopold I and Louise, daughter of King Louis Philippe of France. His maternal grandfather, Louis Philippe, was forced to flee to the United Kingdom during the French Revolution of 1848 and died in 1850. This loss profoundly affected Leopold's mother, whose health deteriorated, leading to her death from tuberculosis later that year when Leopold was just 15. Leopold ascended to the Belgian throne in 1865 and harboured grand ambitions, dreaming of an empire far beyond his small European kingdom. During the late 19th century, European powers were in a frenzied race to colonize Africa, each eager to claim land and resources. Leopold made numerous unsuccessful schemes to acquire colonies in Africa and Asia. He organized a private holding company in 1876, disguised as an international scientific and philanthropic association. He named it the International African Society, later known as the International Association for the Exploration and Civilization of the Congo. In 1878, under the auspices of this holding company, he hired explorer Henry Morton Stanley to explore and establish a colony in the Congo region. Following much diplomatic maneuvering among European nations, the Berlin Conference of 1884-1885 recognized Leopold as the sovereign of the Congo, which he called the Congo Free State. On February 5, 1885, the Congo Free State was officially established under Leopold II's personal rule and his private army, the Force Publique. An area that was 76 times larger than Belgium. It became the world's only private colony, and Leopold referred to himself as its proprietor. Leopold cunningly positioned himself as a philanthropist, claiming he wanted to civilize and Christianize the African people. However, his true intentions were far from benevolent. Leopold's true motive was exploitation. The Congo was rich in rubber and ivory, and Leopold saw an opportunity to amass incredible wealth. Although Leopold never personally visited the Congo, he ran it through the mercenary force Publique. Initially, he extracted a fortune from the territory through the collection of ivory. However, after the price of natural rubber rose in the 1890s, he forced the native population into brutal labor to harvest and process rubber, amassing immense wealth. King Leopold II ran the Congo using the mercenary force Publique for his personal enrichment. The methods employed by Leopold's agents were nothing short of barbaric. The Congo became a land of unimaginable cruelty. Abuses included forced labor of the native population, physical assault and torture with whips made of hippopotamus hide, systematic rape of women and girls, widespread murder, and frequent mutilation when production quotas were not met. One practice used to force workers to collect rubber included taking wives and family members hostage. Workers who refused to supply their labor were coerced with constraint and repression. Dissenters were beaten and punitive expeditions were sent to destroy villages that refused. The soldiers were required to provide the hand of their victims as proof when they had shot and killed someone, as it was believed they might otherwise use the ammunition, imported from Europe at considerable cost, for hunting. In theory, a right hand proved a killing, but in practice to save ammunition, soldiers sometimes cheated by simply cutting off the hand and leaving the victim to live or die. Several survivors later said that they had lived through a massacre by acting dead and not moving even when their hands were severed, and waiting till the soldiers left before seeking help. It was believed that a soldier could shorten his service term by bringing more hands than the other soldiers, which led to widespread mutilations and dismemberment. Under his regime, millions of Congolese inhabitants, including children, were mutilated, killed, or died from disease and famine. In addition, the birth rate rapidly declined during this period. The 1919 Belgian Government Commission estimated that roughly half the population was killed or died during the Free State period. The atrocities committed in the Congo under King Leopold II's rule did not remain hidden forever. As reports of abuse and death began to surface, a growing number of missionaries, journalists, and activists, including E.D. Morel and Roger Casement, took action to reveal the truth. Their persistent efforts led to an international outcry that could not be ignored. In response to the mounting evidence of exploitation and human rights abuses, the British Crown appointed their consul, Roger Casement, to investigate the conditions in the Congo. Casement's extensive travels and interviews resulted in the Casement Report, a detailed account that exposed the severe and widespread abuses occurring under Leopold's regime. The international scandal that ensued, coupled with domestic criticism from the Catholic Party, Progressive Liberals, and the Labour Party, put immense pressure on the Belgian government. In 1908, facing overwhelming opposition and public outrage, the Belgian Parliament forced Leopold to relinquish control of the Congo Free State. The colony was transferred to Belgian civil administration, marking the end of Leopold's personal rule over the region. In a desperate attempt to conceal evidence of his wrongdoing, Leopold went to great lengths to destroy any incriminating documentation. He ordered the burning of the entire archive of the Congo Free State and told his aide that despite losing control of the Congo, "They have no right to know what I did there." Beyond his notorious administration of the Congo, Leopold II's personal life also had its share of joys and sorrows. On 22 August 1853, he married Marie Henriette of Austria, a cousin of Emperor Franz Joseph I and granddaughter of the late Holy Roman Emperor Leopold II. This marriage brought 4 children into the world, 3 daughters and a son, Prince Leopold, Duke of Brabant. The young prince's tragic death in 1869 from pneumonia after falling into a pond deeply affected King Leopold. Over time, Leopold's marriage to Marie Henriette became strained and eventually unhappy. Despite a final attempt to have another son, which resulted in the birth of their last daughter, Clementine, the couple separated. Marie Henriette withdrew to Spa in 1895 and passed away there in 1902. In 1899, Leopold took a mistress, Caroline Lacroix, a 16-year-old French prostitute, and they remained together until his death 10 years later. Leopold lavished her with large sums of money, estates, gifts, and a noble title, Baroness de Vaughan. Owing to these gifts and the unofficial nature of their relationship, the affair ironically lost Leopold more popularity in Belgium than any of his crimes in the Congo. Caroline bore 2 sons, Lucien Philippe Marie-Antoine, Duke of Tervuren, and Philippe Henri Marie-François, Count of Ravenstein. Their second son was born with a deformed hand, leading to his portrayal in a cartoon that depicted Leopold holding the child surrounded by Congolese corpses, with their hands sliced off. Leopold II's reign was marred by his brutal exploitation of the Congo Free State, where his immense wealth was built on the suffering of millions. Although his fortune funded grand projects in Belgium, his reputation remained deeply tarnished. The Congo, now under Belgian colonial rule, continued to suffer, but Leopold's personal reign ended in 1908, bringing some relief to the region. Leopold II died on 17th December 1909 at Lecken. The Belgian crown passed to Albert I, the son of Leopold's brother, Philippe, Count of Flanders. His funeral cortege was met with boos from the crowd, reflecting the public's disapproval of his rule. Leopold's reign lasting exactly 44 years, remains the longest in Belgian history. The story of King Leopold II and the Congo Free State serves as a stark reminder of the depths of human cruelty and the consequences of unchecked power and greed. It is a chapter in history that should never be forgotten, a warning of what can happen when humanity's darkest instincts are allowed to reign unchecked. And so, we remember. We remember the 15 million souls who perished, the countless lives destroyed, and the legacy of horror that King Leopold II left behind. May their memories inspire us to fight for justice, to stand against oppression, and to ensure that such atrocities never happen again. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into history.